Hi guys, and welcome back to Saving Schalke. This is episode 30. I'm going to bring you the first leg of the first knockout round against Barcelona in the Champions League. But after a very bad start to the season, let's say, we are fully back to the Schalke that we were last year. Continued our great form up until this game, winning all of our games, even beating Dortmund 6-0, which is a fantastic result. But Barcelona is going to be a tough game. They're currently sat in first in the La Liga, only 4 points above Real Madrid. But if we look at their side quickly, they've got Ter Stegen in goal. They've brought in João Cancelo, Eric Garcia, Longley, Lamptey. They've brought in from Brighton. This guy here, De Jong, Pedri, Grealish. This guy and Depay. They've still got the likes of Gavi, Dembele. They've still got Coutinho, Busquets, Verratti. They've got a very strong side, but you look at our side as well, and it is quite strong. So the lineup that we're going for today is Georgie in goal, Wagnerman, Anel, Kevin, Regari, Schmidt, Scott, Mariba, Demir, Sane with Sesko up top. So let's just head straight into the game now. After looking at their side, they've made a few changes. They've pushed this Alexis to right back and taken out Cancelo was at right back. They've still got Eric Garcia, Ibanez, Tarek Lamptey, the guy in centre defensive mid, Frankie de Jong. They've brought in Gavi. Pedri's moved out to the right wing, Grealish on the left, and Depay up top. We're away from home in the first leg at the Camp Nou. We do want to get a good result here. We're on fantastic form, as you can see, 5 wins from the last 5 games. So hopefully we can come out of this game with some sort of result, whether it be a victory away from home or a draw. We've got a free kick here with Regari playing it in. Anel wins a header, but it's just wide of the post and it goes out to a goal kick to Barcelona. Kevin's on the ball here, plays it to Regari, who's driving forward with it, plays it up to Sidi Sane, back to Regari, back to Kevin, into Schmidt, who's going to look to play forward but has to go back to Kevin, and unfortunately it's intercepted, and Memphis Depay's one-on-one with Georgie and he plays it over the top of him to make it 1-0 to Barcelona after 22 minutes. Disappointing to give the ball away so cheaply in sort of our final third from a poor ball from, well, it wasn't really a poor ball. Regari just sort of didn't come towards it and it led Pedri to intercept and playing Memphis Depay to make it 1-0 Barcelona. Very, very disappointing there from Regari. I do expect better from him. Free kick here, Eric Garcia will play into Frankie de Jong, who finds Gavi, who will look to find Memphis Depay, but it's a tame effort and Georgie saves comfortably. After that, I will be demanding more from the players because it's been all Barcelona in the opening stages of this game. Georgie plays it long, trying to find Sesko, but Eric Garcia comfortably wins that, and it's played into Nianzou in centre defensive midfield. But Memphis Depay finds Pedri one-on-one with Georgie, and Georgie makes a fantastic save to tip it out wide for a corner kick to Barcelona here. And the resulting corner will come in from Jack Grealish, but Anel wins a header, and we're chasing it out with Yusuf Demir, but unfortunately that is the end of the highlight there. Reaching half-time, Barcelona have looked the better side, so I'll be asking the players to show me something else, because I do want to come away from this first leg with some sort of result, so hopefully we can turn it around in the second half and get that result that I'm ultimately wanting. Regari here with the corner. Ball comes in, Sesko wins a header, but Ter Stegen makes a fantastic save to push it out wide for another corner to Schalke here, which Regari will once again take in, looking for Anel, Sesko, Kevin, all of our tall players, but the ball falls out to Yusuf Demir playing against his former club in Barcelona. Was only there on loan before I picked him up So hopefully he can show Barcelona something that they're missing today. But at the moment he's had a quiet game on a 6.6 rating. So hopefully he can add a bit of creativity or spark to potentially pick up a goal in hopefully this leg, but if not this leg, the second leg as well. With 20 minutes to go of the game, I'm going to make a few changes. I'm going to bring on Harvey Elliott instead of Yusuf Demir. Think I'm also going to bring off Scott and bring on Blanco into the midfield in the hope that something can change in this game. Sesko's just had an effort while we're making those changes and it's tipped wide by ter Stegen. Eric Garcia plays it into Ibanez, who will look to play it forward to Gavi. Once again up the pitch to Pedri, into Lamptey, who's trying to find the ball over the top. But Kevin and Georgie get mixed up there and Kevin gives the ball away once again. And luckily Memphis Depay puts it over the bar. Rugari with the throw-in, plays it up to Sidi Sane, who plays it back to Rugari, who tries to find Sesko, which he does. His touch is fantastic to take it past his man, one-on-one with ter Stegen, but his effort is saved once again by ter Stegen, and it goes out for another Schalke corner here. That was a fantastic turn by Sesko. The finish just wasn't as good as we know he can be, and ball comes in and it's cleared away as far as Schmidt plays Sane in, trying to play it back across, but De Jong clears, and it's unfortunately a free kick as Sidi Sane was in an offside position. So unfortunately it wasn't the result that we wanted today. We lose the game 1-0 to Barcelona. Their goal from Memphis Depay, but you look at the stats and we did have our chances and we could have easily scored. However, it wasn't meant to be today, so I'll just say that it was unlucky, and hopefully in the second leg, which will be in tomorrow's Saturday's episode, will go slightly better than this one did, especially as it being the home leg, and it's only one goal that we need to claw back realistically. But I will see you in the next game against Hannover away. So we've now arrived at the game against Hannover away. We are currently 8 points behind Bayern Munich, who are playing Borussia Dortmund away today. So we want a result for Dortmund realistically. We're going to have to make a few changes to our starting 11 as there has been a few injuries and tired legs between the two games. So I'll bring on Blanco instead of Mariba, Harvey Elliott instead of Demir. I'll also start Sanders, and finally I'll play Santos instead of Anel. So this is the side that we're going out with. Georgie, Wagnerman, Santos, Kevin, Sanders, Smith, Scott, Blanco, Harvey Elliott, Sane and Sesko up top. It should be a relatively comfortable victory against a side sat down in 17th, but you don't know what Football Manager could throw at you. We could pick up a few injuries, red cards, you just don't know. But looking at the Hannover side, I recognise none of those players. So hopefully it should be a victory here today and winning this game quite comfortably. So we've actually reached half time without any highlights in that first half, which is very disappointing, because I want to be winning this game to apply the pressure on Bayern Munich to beat Dortmund, because then if they do lose to Dortmund I'll only be 5 points behind them today, whereas at the moment we're only closing it to 7 points. So we do need a victory. It's quite essential to beat a side like Hannover, who are currently sat in 17th only on 16 points. But if you look at the stats, we are dominating. However, they have got a highlight here with a free kick, but Georgie claims comfortably. Hopefully this is going to be a highlight towards us, as we're going to counter here with Kevin playing it up to Sanders, who did pick up a knock in the first half, but he looks to have shaken it off, and the ball is played towards Sesko. He's got no one up in support apart from Elliot here, who volleys it into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Schalke. That is a fantastic volley by Harvey Elliott on his right foot. But I thought the move had gone when Sesko was very isolated up there. It was 1 versus 6, 7, potentially even 8 of their players as they came back quite quickly. But he finds a beautiful ball over to the back post where Harvey Elliott is lurking, and he volleys it into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Schalke. And we are following that up with a highlight here with Wagnerman into Santos, into Harvey Elliott, back to Santos, into Schmidt, up to Scott, plays a ball forward to Sidi Sane, who's going to have an effort, but unfortunately it's into the keeper's arms. Wagnerman did pick up a yellow card in the game against Barcelona, which has meant that he is suspended from the second leg against Barcelona, which is very unfortunate. But they've got a highlight here. They win the header and it's just over the bar. But yes, in the second leg against Barcelona, we won't have Wagnerman. We'll have to play Kevin and then play Anel and Santos in centre defence, which isn't too bad, but all of our attacks do seem to come from Wagnerman at the right back position, and there we are, another attack from Wagnerman has led to a goal. A beautiful ball over the top to find Sesko, and he just powerful shot past the goalkeeper, and it's 2-0 to Schalke today. But as you can see, speaking of Wagnerman, he plays a beautiful ball in between the centre back and full back, and Sesko just fires it past the goalkeeper to make it 2-0 at his near post. Coming up to 20 minutes to go, I'm going to bring off Sandes as he did pick up that early knock. Who else will I bring on? I'll bring on Luca Campanale at right back instead of Wagnerman. Just give him a bit of a break. He has been playing a lot of football recently, so they're the two changes I'm going to make now. Corner here from Sidi Sane, plays it towards Kevin, who wins a header, and it's just past the post. So it stays 2-0 with about 15 minutes of the game left to go. We are comfortably in control, closing the gap down to 5 points it is to Bayern Munich, so it does put the pressure on them to win against Dortmund. Ultimately, we don't want them to win, but it's applying a bit of pressure to them now as we're coming towards the end of the crunch time of the season, realistically, that we do need to be closing that gap if we do want to win the Bundesliga this year. But time's just ticking away in this game against Hannover. Looks like we're going to come out victors here in a comfortable 2-0 game. And there we are, that is full time. Very happy with a victory here today. And for next episode, I will come back for the second leg in the first knockout round of the Champions League against Barcelona. And then I also think I'll come back for a game just after that, which is against Bayer Leverkusen. But I will just double check in 1 second once all of this loads. But as you can see, we've got a few games in between hand that are essential to win. As you can see, our next fixture is against RB Leipzig in the league. And Dortmund drew with Bayern Munich, so they have dropped points. They scored a late goal through Marcus Thuram in the 86th minute, Bayern Munich, which is very disappointing. It's down to 6 points, so that's 2 losses for them ideally. But yes, we'll come back for the Barcelona game and the Bayer Leverkusen game because they're currently sat in 3rd position. But if you have enjoyed this episode, guys, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Check out our Instagram description below, and I'll see you in next episode on Saturday, guys.